Hello and welcome to the shit show. I'm one of your hosts, Will.
And I'm Jason. So we have a show.
Also, Dildo Baggins.
Yes. Oh, I mean, a lot of people have, known me for a while as Dildo, but I definitely have a lot of friends that don't know that nickname. So, yeah. People are going to be like, what? Since my last name is Dillard, I acquired the nickname Dildo very, very early on. Like, I think end of elementary school, beginning middle school. So, and it just stuck. So that was my nickname. Everybody knew me as Dildo, and yeah, wasn't exactly the most flattering nickname to have yelled across a mall, fucking Kohl's.
Oh, I'd yell it in church.
I'm sure. I honestly wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
No, nobody's ever had any reservations. No matter no matter where I am. Parks, like that was a big one. You know what I mean? Like,
dude, everyone would love to just scream your nickname.
yeah. So we used to hang out at a park called Legacy, and there was we'd have like 20, 30 people deep.
I would even argue we had like 40, 50 people that would just constantly go there every day for a while.
So we get pulled over by not pulled over, stopped by the cops a lot because people would call the cops. There's a huge, large gathering of kids. They're all smoking and riding bicycles on tables, whatever.
Never had anything on us. Pretty much any time they pulled us over.
We didn't. We had quite a
Hey. I'm not going to speak on anyone else.
Yeah, I'm not going to say names.
But we never got caught personally with anything except for that one time at Del Taco with your belt buckle.
Which is dumb.
Oh my god. He had a brass knuckle belt buckle. Like, you could literally bend this thing with your fingers. Like, it was a belt buckle.
That's what happened, though. So the cop put it on his fist to prove a point that you can use it as a weapon.
And he punched the hood of his car.
And because it had spikes on the end, so it did actually put 4 pretty decent little hole dents kind of things in there. But it bent the knucks in half like that, because it's not made to actually hit anything.
Yeah, he was never able to use them again.
He had to get his hand out like that. So those aren't real brass knuckles.
Not that he ever got them back, but you know.
Yeah. But
because they kept that shit as evidence.
Yo, I will say, I'm still not going to say names, but we were doing a memorial for our friend at the park. Some other people that were with us were doing some tagging in the bathroom, which they shouldn't have been. But they obviously ended up coming and stopping the whole group of people.
Wait, that's why they pulled us over?
Yeah.
I thought they just pulled us over because we were a large gathering in the back of a park.
No, so I'll tell you their
because it was sketchy, but
I'll tell you the names later. But they were in the bathroom tagging. Somebody saw them. They got in an argument. Whatever. They went back and forth. And then, of course, as they walked off from those people, they were walking to the back of the park where we were. Because it was at the back of, like, at the far back against a wall and trees. There was, you know what I mean? Like, we were deep. And these cops drove their cars onto the grass to surround us.
Oh, yeah. We all saw it coming from a mile away. We just saw the headlights rolling through a field. And we were like, all right, everyone get ready. Yeah. If anyone got anything on you, get rid of it.
But that's what I was going to say. Because there was 2 people that pulled off some of the most gangster crap I've ever seen in my life. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. No, that was legit.
So as I just said,
we're just gonna refer to them as M&D.
Yeah. Yeah, that works. So they have us surrounded and we're in the corner of the far back of this park. So we're surrounded literally. They're pulling us up. They have everybody sit down. They pull us up one at a time to search us, go through our pockets, and do all that stuff. And we had 2 friends that had stuff on them, and the first one gave everything to the other guy, got searched, and as they called him, and as they were switching, he sat down and dropped it back into the other guy's lap, everything. He put it in his pockets, and then he went up and got searched in front of all these cops.
Oh my god, dude, I actually just remembered. I actually did have shit on me that day.
Quite a few people did, and I don't know how anybody didn't get. I had cigarettes.
I had an 8th on me. Nice. Yeah, and I remember when I saw the cops rolling up, I just went right in the crotch. Right, I was fat, I knew they weren't gonna fucking search that thoroughly, so I just like threw it right there on the taint. Like, all right, I hope this fucking works. And this was before like the really nice tight boxers came around, so it was really loose cotton bullshit.
Well, hey,
and I was scared shitless it was gonna fall because I was wearing shorts. I was like, fuck.
See, and that's why people always are hating on tweakers when they freaking end up getting half naked on cops. 9 times out of 10, that's why tweakers wear whitey tighties. It's so they have a tighter tuck spot and they have more mobility, so they can have rocks hidden and not have to worry about it running out because they got one size too small whitey tighties on, and that bag is suction cup to their sack.
Well, maybe it was one size too.
That's true. You never know. Well, no, because tweakers they would it'd be too big because they would just.
That's what I mean. The more you do it, you just lose yourself quite completely. Yeah, as we have seen.
That's true. We've had quite a few friends that
like skinny people that we didn't think could get skinnier, and then they did.
God, there was a few people like that.
Quite a few.
But when that happens, you always have to worry about there's got to be something else at play. If you know what I mean, like
dude, most of the dudes we hung out with all had fucked up home lives. Like,
yeah,
a lot of them had really fucked up parental situations, and I know that. And I'm honestly, I feel like that's a piece of why I was bullied so much. Because you knew my parents. Like, they weren't the healthiest, but they were good people.
Yeah.
Just like your dad. Like, was he the healthiest? Maybe not always, but he was a good fucking man. Great heart.
Yeah.
And he taught you everything right.
True that.
You know what I mean? But not everyone that we hung out with had that situation or had that love.
I know.
Because we both came from very loving homes.
It's crazy because we had, by the time we graduated high school, in double digits amount of friends, memorials, funerals, vigils.
Dude,
we had to go to.
We had hit double-digit funerals before we graduated.
That's what I'm saying.
And that wasn't even including family members that I lost in that time.
That's literally what I said.
Yeah.
That sucked.
I was reaffirming.
Okay, it sounded like you were saying, like, no, and just rephrase it. I'm like,
well, no, because it's like when you said it, it made me think about it. I was like, oh my God, you're right. Like, we legit went to, like, double-digit funerals.
Yeah. Too Tight, Ben, Kelly, God.
Dylan.
Yeah. Dylan was
that one fucked me up the worst. Well, Ben fucked me up pretty bad, too, but. Yeah. But that was also just because people were accusing me of giving him drugs and shit. And I was like, no. Fuck.
Gotta lower on the F-bombs. You just dropped 3 in less than 60 seconds. That's...
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
My bad, YouTube. Not that you give a crap.
I think we lost out on the short one, too. I think we said it too quick. But if you also do it, like, a bunch of times in a small space.
See, we just need to get on a platform where it doesn't matter.
Well, this is a podcast. The intention is to actually upload these audio files, but trying to get at least a few people that
it costs money to get that kind of technology, guys. So it's going to take some time before we get there, but we will get there.
I don't know what he's talking about. What?
Like getting the technology so that we can actually start taking the audio files and separating them and then uploading them separately.
We could do that right now.
That allows us to do it. That software program?
You go to YouTube to MP3 and you put it, and then after our video, it converts the audio file into an MP3, and then
Then why are we not doing that already?
Because we're trying to get a following of people to actually, pull it up first. Because if you
I know, but that's also another way to market us. Because it's another platform that people might be checking out podcasts or checking out other things.
Yeah, but I feel like, this was just for fun, so that's all a bunch of extra stuff, so I was going to only do that if it actually took off and, became something.
That's fair.
Because I'm not trying to divulge my entire life to this.
Well, no, that's why we do this once a week.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But admittedly, we are actively working to improve the structure of our show.
Yeah, still trying to make it a little bit better, so it is at least enjoyable for people.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, that's the goal too. I mean, we want people to enjoy it, but I wanted to do it just for fun, our our entertainment, us getting
It's
to hang
honestly
out.
been just like another form of therapy for me to get to talk about this stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So like it's not like I exactly expected to take off. We're two grown men talking about mental health.
And how they directly in our mental health journeys that have brought us to the shit show people we are right now.
Yeah, we definitely have a few screws loose. Loof, nice.
Oh,
Screws loose.
God bless the women in our lives, huh?
Amen. So, anyways, so today, what we're gonna start with is our hard lines, like red flags, things with ourselves or things with our relationships with other people that are like mental health. Like, nope, that cannot happen.
Essentially triggers.
Yeah,
Like
essentially
we're going to
triggers.
talk triggers today and what helped us form the boundaries that essentially help us decide who is worth keeping in our lives, really. That's really the bottom line, right? So, all right, Jason. So let's start with you.
So a major one of mine is um, treating me like a child or in a condescending way. That is a no for me.
So, would you be able to like provide a specific example, like the first time that you realized you do not like this?
First time I realized I do not like this is when I was working one of my very first jobs, and one of my coworkers whistled and snapped his finger and pointed at the ground, and all I saw was red.
Wait, whoa. Can you provide more context on that? Because what?
Yeah, so I worked at Stanley Steamer, and one of my coworkers. So you have a crew chief, and then they're a crew chief's assistant. I know. And yeah, so he was a crew chief, and I was a crew chief's assistant, and we both have our parts that we play and our things that we do, and I'm doing stuff in the morning, and then he wanted me to do some extra stuff, and I was like, I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do. I'm not gonna do your stuff too. And then I walked off, and then he whistled and snapped his finger. He's like, "Hey, hey!" And immediately, I was like, I don't know why. I had never, you know what I mean? Maybe it's 'cause I was still young, but I had never. Only people that had ever treated me like a child like that were random strangers who quickly regretted it, or family members who are always going to treat you like that because you are always going to be a kid to them, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I mean? Like that was my first dose of it from like in the world from people that are in my life, but not in my circle. You know what I mean? Or in my environment. I guess work's an environment too, but you know what I mean.
Work is just another form of high school, in my opinion.
Yeah, and yeah, I had never realized that was such a big thing for me. So that from then on, every time I've ever things have started going in a more aggressive, confrontational manner, and people start to get that tone, get that inflection, anything along those lines. I can now identify it, and then, ooh, gotta mute that. I can identify it. Yay! Welcome, Andy. I can identify it and address it accordingly before it gets out of hand. You know what I mean? Because if it gets to the point where somebody does something like the whistle and snap, no. You know what I mean?
No, that's like
because I don't.
That's what I was like. I'm gonna need some context.
Yeah,
that's so disrespectful.
Yeah, but
so disrespectful.
But and I don't mean this in a negative way or something like that or anything like that. He's Hispanic, and my friend Danny.
What?
No, so my friend Danny told me.
No, that's.
He told me that the whistling and the snapping is like normal. Like ways of like communication. You know what I'm saying?
What-
Like,
Okay, I'm not okay. Now you're making me feel better about what I thought because as soon as you said that, the
mhm.
first thing that came to my mind was I wanted to ask you, is he Hispanic? Because I worked in a lot of fucking kitchens. I worked with a lot of Hispanic people, and that's how they communicate.
Yes,
That's like a major communication piece for them.
yeah, and that was before, but I mean, still the snapping and pointing at the ground. I don't care what. I don't care. No.
Yeah, I
don't
think
care.
the snapping is a little extra on that
Yeah,
one, but
yeah.
but if you think about it like an abuelita.
Yeah. That's different. You know what I mean? If she was
But that's how they were raised.
Yeah.
So to them, that's just like a form of, you know, like the way you handle yourself as an adult when you start making your own choices and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
that's just kind of what they correlate. So it's not necessarily that they're trying to be disrespectful, but
Oh,
I
no.
definitely understood why
He
you took
was.
it that way.
No, he was in that situation 100%.
It sounded like he was trying to be disrespectful.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So
Because
like,
you initially rejected him and then he did that.
yeah.
It wasn't like he was like trying to get your attention, like, hey, because that's usually what it's for, is like getting your attention, like, hey,
Yeah.
like they'll snap or whistle at you.
Yeah, and we already been conversating, my friend. So
Yeah, no, yeah. What he was doing was definitely straight disrespectful, but I just thought it was hilarious because that was the first thought that came to my mind. I was like, bro, he got to be Mexican or something, like
yeah.
because I definitely worked with a lot of Hispanic people, so
Yeah, I worked in the kitchen after
love
that.
the culture, love the food, but anyway, continue.
So yeah, that was that's always been a major line in the sand for me, is being talked down to like I'm a child or like I'm less intelligent, because that's one thing I strive for, is I always want to understand and know things. Like my boss at work the other day legit asked me, he's like, how do you know so much stuff? I'm like, dude, I like to Google and read articles, and I watch nothing but YouTube all the time, and I just like to learn and know stuff. So when
it's a weird way to learn, but you learn.
Yeah, and it's better for me that way. I don't know why it just clicks. Maybe it's because I have ADHD, and since it's a video, you know what I mean.
I think I'm the same way with that, though. I really do, because I mean, I think I've brought it up before. Like, this is my first semester back in school, and the difference is astronomical. When you actually want to be in an environment that you want to learn, you tend to care 10 times more. I never cared because I was just like, I felt so burnt out from school, from high school, but
Yeah.
I think it was the social aspect that burned me out more than the actual schooling itself.
Yeah.
Because I did fine in class.
And then so you go
It was in between class and after class that I hated, that I dreaded.
Well, yeah, but that's also because you had to deal with fucking bullies.
But I never correlated it to I felt safe in class. Never correlated to that. Not once. Don't know why, but I didn't. So I thought I was just burnt out from school generally and didn't think college was going to be any better. So I worked.
I enjoyed college.
And then I put myself through 10 more years of torture before I realized I think I should go back to school.
Yeah. I'd love to go back. It just doesn't work with time and schedule. Because if I went back to school, I would never see Sarah because she works nights.
I know.
So.
I mean, you can always do online classes if you wanted to.
I cannot.
They're just hard to do.
Every
honestly.
single online college course I ever took, I failed because I just cannot stick to it. I need a physical class. You
need a place. You need like an appointment, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
I need a regimen. I need a routine. I need in person. What's up in your face?
Same. I feel like that's the best way for me to learn too.
Yeah,
I need facial observation. I need to engage with it.
Yeah.
I need to
ask questions in real
exactly,
time. And the way you want to, not God. The way I want to say this is too lengthy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I mean. Like I try to learn and understand things. So when somebody automatically is assuming or knows otherwise and is still trying to treat you like you're dumb or stupid, same thing. It's just
I hate it.
It's a major line in the sand, because I don't know why. That's just that's just one thing I know I can say about me. Like I don't really think highly of myself, but I do know that I'm decently intelligent, and that is one thing that I find comfort in. So you know what I'm saying? Like when somebody tries to like attack that, so to speak, by demeaning or speaking down to me or my intelligence, That's why it's such a trigger. It's because it's like they're
I get it.
yeah
It's basically like
discounting
them saying
everything that
you
I
are
am.
a kid. You are a kid. Like
Yeah,
it's that mentality of you are a child.
yeah,
Like what? I'm 20. I'm not a child. So yeah, no, I get that. Yeah,
yeah.
100%. I get that.
So that's definitely like my main one. What about you?
For me, honestly, I would say my main trigger is when someone intentionally asks you for things or help just because they know you're kind and have trouble saying no.
I had a feeling it would be that, or something along those
You know what I'm
lines.
saying? Because it's
Yeah,
like at a certain point, people know they're basically manipulating
yeah,
you. And
taking advantage of
yes. And it's like, even though you know that's happening, you still sometimes can't really say no or have trouble saying no. That's something I've deeply had to
you.
learn to get better with.
He's like that village special guy that everybody gives candy to move the furniture, and he's like, "Yeah, I get candy," but they're not just giving him candy
Like
for forced labor.
essentially, it's also a form of people pleasing because you want to make others feel better or give them a sense of security,
Yeah.
just whatever you can do to provide support.
Yep.
And that's the way I always looked at it. But at a certain point, when you do it too much, you don't realize what you're personally sacrificing until you're just like a ball of stress and you can't think straight. And you're like, why is this happening to me? But yeah, I came to realize it's because I was a major people pleaser. I wanted people to like me, and I had no good reason for that. None.
Yeah.
Zero. You know how I live right now?
Hmm.
I don't give a shit if you like me. Like, I really don't.
That's
I'm
where
gonna
I'm
be
at.
me, and I'm shamelessly me, and I love who I am.
Yep. I'm with it. That's me. That's always been me.
Like 100%. Like I essentially went through that my entire marriage. My entire marriage was like
I know, but when you sell your soul to the devil,
that.
I hope she's watching.
I don't think she'll ever watch, but that's fine. I don't really give a
I
shit.
know, but if she ever does, I hope it's just one episode. Can you flip people off on? I don't know. Yeah.
There we go. We did it.
Makes me feel better at least. You can forgive all you want. I don't
Hey.
have to.
Hey, who said I ever had to forget?
Yeah, of course. You'll never forget horrible acts
But
of
you
a terrible person.
you can forgive someone for doing something fucking horrible to you. Because guess what? It's also that exact same scar and experience that brought me to who the hell I am right now, which is 10 times a better version of who I was 2 years ago.
See, and I wish I need to get back to that because I used to be in that kind of realm, and now I honestly I'd rather hold on to it because I feel like I have to because nothing's ever gonna happen to them. You know what I mean? Like they're not gonna get their just desserts.
So that's just it.
I have to hold on to that hatred and hopefully get my chance.
You know what's
to
another
hurt
thought that
him,
makes
kill
me
him,
feel
fucking
better?
go
I
on.
think back on Confucius.
Confucius say.
Or Buddhism, sorry.
No offense if anybody.
Not specifically Confucius, but Buddhism. How they believe life is suffering.
God, dude, yeah, back. What was that episode? Like 2 or 3? I don't know.
2 episodes ago.
Yeah, 2 episodes ago. Yeah, I still that rings so true with me.
It's 100% true.
I still believe in Jesus and God, but
with that thought, I don't need to specifically do anything or hope for anything bad to happen to them because life is going to slap everyone in the face pretty fucking equally. For every rise, there is a fall somewhere that you may not know or see.
I don't know. See, I used to believe in that.
Because to me, everything is balanced. I mean, think about it, dude. Think about it. Like the poor kid that grew up in the poor neighborhood with shit parents that didn't care about him and grew up around friends that became thugs. Right? So what do? You adapt.
Dude, yeah.
Okay, opposite end of the spectrum. You grew up with a silver spoon in your mouth. You have parents that are very smart, intelligent, but you're still being abandoned because they work 90% of their lives. So they send you to boarding school. But you're not surrounded by gangsters. You're surrounded by a bunch of kids your age. But guess what? Kids with a lot of money and too much time on their hands have a tendency to become very evil and torturous.
Yeah.
So you're basically dealing with the same exact evil. It just has a different face. So no matter what, there is suffering in life. And I'm a firm believer in that. It's just
Yeah.
what you do to deal with that or adapt to it is completely up to you. And it's also going to build who the hell you are.
See, I disagree.
And that's why, with that thought, I can feel comfortable knowing I can forgive someone for doing what they did to me. Because in my head, sure, they did me wrong. But did they do wrong for them? Because at a certain point, you have to do what's best for you, regardless of who you're affecting in your life. You have to. Everyone comes to that bridge, and they have to cross it.
Yeah.
It's not a bridge you can avoid. You can't just jump in the goddamn river and swim
No
across.
shit,
It's
but how you
not how that works.
Now, I know, but how you go across that bridge is still up to you as a grown-ass fucking adult.
Oh, 100% it is. I'm not...
She could have opened her mouth. She could have said some shit.
I'm not saying she did anything right. I'm saying I forgive it.
But
because I'm also a firm believer in following your damn heart.
We're going too much onto her specific.
Sorry.
I disagree with that because there are too many fucking terrible people in this world that have way too many, even if they're suffering in the in the back end where you don't see, have way too much joy and happiness.
But is the joy and happiness specifically because they fucked me over? No.
Who cares if it is?
They just found their own happiness following a path that they thought was right for them, and that's it.
Yeah, but they didn't go about it the right way.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does.
It doesn't. Because
Totally
at the end of the day, sometimes you have to do really hard and difficult shit, even if it fucks over other people, but you have to do it for you.
No shit. But that could have gone a completely different way.
It definitely could have. I'm not disagreeing with that.
But that's what I'm saying.
But just because there was other options doesn't mean it was the right one for them.
Well, that's the right option because it's looking out for another human being.
Well, in that case, she thought she was looking out for herself. But don't you have to be a little bit selfish? At some points in your life, when it comes to big decisions, at certain points, you have to do what's best for you.
Of course. You could be like, hey, I'm going to leave you. This is what and why. Not fucking step around behind someone's back. That's being an adult. It's saying, hey, I don't love you anymore. I want to see somebody else instead of being like...
But again, I go back to my original statement.
Where's my vape?
I forgive that it was... You just put it in your back pocket.
No,
your other one?
Yeah, my actual vape. This thing sucks. This nicotine is terrible.
Well, back to my point was, yes, it was something that deeply affected me. It was something that deeply, deeply hurt me. And I'm not saying I forgive the act simply because I'm willing to let it go, knowing that this happened. Because I have taken everything I need to from it to learn how to protect myself in the future, to learn what I deserve to have better. Because no matter what, you and everyone that knows about that, I deserve better than what she was giving me. 100%.
And you can do all of that without forgiving.
Well, I still chose to, because for me, that was a big deal for me.
But that's what we're talking about, the lines in the sand.
And did I tell you about what they responded with?
Yeah, who gives a shit?
They apologized to me.
Who cares?
And it actually meant a hell of a lot more to me than I ever thought, because it made me feel like I wasn't fucking insane or imagining that. Because for a while, I had never had that closure. I had never. So to me, that was closure.
That's good. That's good for you. But
and that was it. It's nothing more, nothing less.
I'm just letting you know that's a line in the sand for me. I won't.
No, I totally get it. But you know how I am. You know how I was.
But that's what I'm saying. Being quick to forgive is also kind of
quick.
A pushover.
What do you mean quick?
Quick? Yeah.
Bro, it's been 2 years.
Yeah.
Or 2.5. 2.5.
Yeah.
Something like that.
100%. You were married and she upheaved your entire life. She's lucky she didn't get shot in the fucking head. By me.
Love you. Love this guy. But anyway, I'm just trying to make you understand why I did it personally.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I feel like if I didn't forgive her, I would always hold on to it. And I don't feel like I need to hold on to it to understand how to not let that happen again.
Yeah.
Or know when it's time for me to get the hell out. Because, dude, for the last 2 years we were married, I didn't want to be with her. I stuck
Sure.
by her because of my loyalty. I stuck by her because I thought that's what you were supposed to do. I just had this really fucked up thought in my head of, I have to hold this together. I have to do this. I've already put in so much work and time and effort and energy. When that thought that I had 2 years prior to that could have avoided that entire situation had I just had the courage to tell her, I don't think this is working anymore.
Yeah.
Or tell her, I don't think you actually love me, because that's exactly how I felt.
Yeah.
I think you love what I provide you. I don't think you actually love me.
That's what we are. Yeah.
And that was something I had to confront in therapy. And that's why I was, after that little epiphany that I had in therapy, that's what led to me going, I should forgive her, because I didn't want to be married to her anymore. And her leaving me was probably the best thing that could have ever happened to me. As fucked up as the situation was, it was exactly what I needed to rebuild myself. I was holding on to something that was already gone. It was already gone, dude, out the window.
I think because since I hold myself to a certain set of
I
moral
do the same
standards.
thing. You
Hold
know
on,
that.
I'm not done.
Sorry.
Since I hold myself to a certain set of moral standards, as soon as somebody goes outside of those standards themselves, it's a cut ties thing for me. You know what I'm saying? So if it's,
I could even pinpoint the day. I don't remember the exact date, but the exact time period that I realized I cared about her, yeah. But that's just because I knew her for so fucking long. I knew everything about her. How can you not care about someone that you know so fucking deeply? You know what I mean? After you get to know someone on a certain level, like, you just automatically care. You just do. Even if it doesn't make sense to, you do.
See, it's weird for me because
to me, even thinking about them at any point shows you care to some extent.
See, to me, as soon as that line gets crossed, those feelings.
Yeah, but even if you think about them out of anger, you still care. Yeah. You care enough to think about the angry thoughts.
Yeah.
That's still care. It's just a different form of it. That's all it is.
Yeah, just because you just want them to
suffer as a person. So why do I want to continuously think about the worst thing / best thing that ever fucking happened to me and look at it as something completely negative? No. I chose to turn that into something positive because I evolved from that into the man that I am right now. The same fucking dude that went up on a bodybuilding stage this year after being 270 fucking pounds 18 months prior to that. I'm the one who did that shit. No one else did it. She didn't do it. He didn't fucking do it. I did that shit. And I did that shit because a fire was lit under my fucking ass. And I was at the bottom of the fucking pit. And I had to get the hell out.
Yeah, that was also kind of
it motivated
a negative too, though.
It was.
Because
originally.
Yeah.
But it turned into something way more positive. And of course, yeah, I've had some other humps that I had to get through, our business ventures and things of that nature that I had to get through. Financial hell.
Yeah.
Not having health insurance for 2 fucking years.
Yeah, but there was a time when for that fucking muscle competition that you were literally starving yourself so you could make the weight. That's not.
That was
good.
1 week.
That's.
I know, because I overate and I started my cut really late. I had to make up ground. Okay?
But that's what I'm saying.
Plus, I thought there was a weight limit. I was wrong. For my division, there is no weight limit. So I literally did all that for nothing.
Wow. Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah, that's the truth. I thought I had to make a certain weight because of my height, but that only counts for the Speedo bodybuilding. I do men's physique, which is board shorts. So there's no weight or height cutoff.
That's fucking funny.
Yeah, I didn't know that though.
That's okay.
The research I had done told me there was a weight limit.
That's funny. Oh my God.
Yeah, dude, that's why I did that. I didn't do that because I cared so much about the competition. I cared about not being disqualified before I got to do it. I wanted to be able to get up on stage and say that I was able to do this.
Yeah.
And I did. And I was really pissed off when I realized they weren't weighing me.
That's so funny.
I was like, why aren't they weighing me? They're like, oh, they only weigh the guys in the Speedos, as we were all standing in fucking line. And I was like, I'm going to eat a cheeseburger. I was like, I'm fucking starving.
Dude, literally starving. Caloric intake, -0. Like, God.
Oh my God. I was on, I did like a 60, like almost a 70-hour fast leading up to the show. That was nuts. But yeah, prior to that, yes, I was technically starving myself, but that's what you do in a calorie deficit when you're building towards cutting all the water and extra fat in your body.
Speaking
that's
of
what
which,
you have to do.
Have you seen Brian Johnson's latest self?
No.
It's creepy. He looks good. The billionaire. The one that's doing the age regression.
What?
I swear to God, I showed you him. He's like this billionaire, and he's trying to do everything he
like
can.
Like a Benjamin Button kind of deal?
He's trying to like figure out everything he can to reverse aging, like all these like health, nutrition things. He's done gene therapies. He's had multiple different kinds of like therapeutic surgeries. Like he got this one. Like he lost so much weight when he started this thing to try and turn back his biological clock that his face started shrinking in, and he's like, to get a more youthful look, he freaking had blood taken out, and then had the blood cells separated from the hemoglobin, and then had the hemoglobin injected back under his eyes and into his cheeks and stuff to help.
It worked?
Yeah, to help his face look more full, so he didn't look like Skeletor. And then he's done like legit. Okay, so he's like this billionaire, and he has done so many different things. He's working with this huge team. They're constantly trying to turn back his biological clock.
That's insane.
And it's people are like, he's insane, he's crazy, but he's doing some real work. Because if you look at
like, what do his labs show though? Like, that's what I'm curious about.
That's the best part. He has a whole website just so you can watch his labs, bro. He's reversed his genetic biomarkers to where like early 30s, I think, and he's like 45. And if you look at his pictures before he started doing all this stuff,
was he aging really badly or something?
No, he wasn't aging really badly. He just looked like a normal guy, but like a normal 43.
Yeah, but are these things that can realistically be done for like someone like me or you? Or would we need billions of dollars to be able to support the? Yeah,
most of.
Then what he's doing is not realistic still.
Well,
it's just because he has a lot of money.
Well, he's doing a bunch of different things and showing you what doesn't work.
It's cool as shit. Not gonna lie.
One of his things is he reduced his caloric intake to 1950 a day. But after all the trials and errors, whatever, he's discovered that 2250 is better. He keeps like the fat in his cheeks and stuff like that he needs to, but he stays super lean because I guess foods are one of the things that help speed up your aging. So he eats super lean stuff, all that blah 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 whatever. And dude, I mean, like the biomarkers, like some of the lab stuff they show about him is actually really freaking crazy. Oop, I'm having a call. Who'd it be?
It's the special lady.
I knew it.
Okay, I'm gonna answer. Hey, baby. What's up?
Let's see if you can hear it on his mic.
The podcast.
I don't think you guys can hear it. Yeah, it's crazy. You guys should check it out. It really is insane. He looks like he's.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he definitely looks like an older guy trying to dress a little bit younger too, but he looks like he's, late 20s, early 30s, and now he's like late 40s, something like that. It's crazy. It's really interesting to watch. But nobody else is going to be able to do it, so they're getting some kind of age data.
Yeah, we should be finishing up here pretty soon.
And they have a
sounds good.
It's like a suppression gene pill that there's a gene that's suppressed in our body that keeps us from being able to regrow teeth like sharks. They're trying to develop like medication that you can take by 2030 that human beings, it'll suppress that gene and we can regrow teeth. No more super expensive implants, none of that stuff. I'll be like, oh man, this tooth is just too messed up. It's too decayed. Whatever. Blah blah blah. Whoop de whoop. Yank it. Take this 5 to 6 weeks. Whatever. I don't know. And then 6 months from now, you'll have a new tooth grown in. That's wild. I like to keep them on science stuff. So
That's
you also check that out. Oh my god!
Sorry about the interruption.
And another thing, it's science related. Before we go back to our actual topic, so for like ever, people have always talked about like dog fox hybrids, and they're like, oh yeah, they branch. Yeah, they branched from the canine family, 7 million, whatever, blah blah blah. They could never breed, and it's always been speculated that it could be possible, but nobody ever was sure. I just saw an article that said that they did find one. It's like
I was gonna say they're still mammals, dude.
yeah, but I mean, we can't go have a baby with a whale.
No, obviously not.
Yeah,
but they're still within the same family. Like, I will compare that to like interracial couples. Interracial couples can still. It's true. Think about it.
No,
We're all human, but different types of human.
Yeah,
and same with a fox and a dog. Just because they're wildly different doesn't mean that they're not technically still related as far as like genome family goes. What? What? You don't agree?
No.
They're still a part of the canine family, is what I mean.
Yeah. The analogy you made was very, very bad.
How is that a bad analogy?
Different genus?
Yeah. It's a fucking fact that people of different cultures.
No. Don't say that. Don't you say it. They're not.
Okay, fine.
Different genes, yes, but not a different genus. That is a scientific designation. We're not different genuses. We are all the same exact species. 100%.
And a dog and a fox is among the same species, yes or no?
No. Genus, yes. Species, no. A bulldog.
Explain the distinction.
A bulldog and an English Terrier are different species. A lion and a mountain lion are of a different genus, but they're both cats, so it goes to the same tree, but they're different genuses of cat. So like
okay, I guess I definitely
yeah,
definitely had a disconnect in that comparison.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So species,
but that was more due to my misunderstanding of the relevance between dogs and foxes.
Yeah,
so.
that's why I just wanted to clarify real quick because that could be taken real bad.
Then my apologies if I offended anyone with that comparison because that was misled.
Yeah,
we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, because I think you're kind of getting species and breed kind of interchange, maybe.
That's kind of what I was thinking about. Because I was like, culturally speaking, like we could reproduce with any human of any culture, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's kind of the way I was comparing it in my head. It was like, oh, well, it's like the same thing, right? Technically, we're the same species kind of deal, and that's what I was thinking is canines and foxes. Well, that's part of the canine family.
But that's the whole thing is they're supposed to be their two
dogs and foxes.
They're supposed to be their own two separate branches. When human beings are
I didn't realize that.
When human beings are their own branch, and then you just have little like sticks that come off that are
technically of different DNAs or whatever.
Yeah, just are different genetic codes, but it's still off of the branch of Homo sapien.
Okay.
Because Homo sapien.
All right. Then yeah. I will not try to compare humans to animals anymore. Yeah. That's just not. Yeah. That was not suffice.
Because I think technically, God, now I'm getting confused. I think technically our species is Homo sapien, and our genus is just Homo. Because there's Homo erectus, Homo floresiensis. God, those ones are really cool. Homo floresiensis. You guys should check those out. They were found on like this little tiny island off Indonesia or whatever, but they're like still in our family. But they were hobbits. they skeletons they found were like 3 foot tall, but not not like how dwarfism, sometimes there can be different proportions. You know what I mean? Like sometimes a little bit longer torso, but a little bit shorter arms, whatever, things like that. They were anatomically even. You know what I mean? Like you just took like it took a person and just went like that. So yeah, it's pretty cool. But I think they did have smaller brains, a little bit bigger upper upper jaws.
Wow.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, pretty much the last thing we were going to talk about before we hopped off was any kind of areas that we feel like we need to improve on, or that we're trying to actively work on right now. Like, nothing like major, just some current short-term goals.
I'm just trying to continue to sharpen my education, and apparently, even with the lack of effort in the gym lately, I didn't know this, but I went to the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost 220. And I still have the same waist size as I did at 190.
That's good.
It's weird. I didn't know I gained that much weight. I was like, what? My brain wasn't computing.
Muscle's way more dense.
No, muscle and fat weigh the same. It's just, yes, muscle is more dense, but the weight itself doesn't actually change. I'm just saying that I didn't realize how much more lean mass I had gained in comparison. Because I feel like I still look the same as I did.
But that's what I'm saying. So this much fat and this much muscle, it's the same amount. You know what I'm saying? If it's the same amount if you took that fat and replaced it with muscle, that muscle, since it's more dense, is going to be heavier. Since it's the same amount.
Yes, that's fair.
So that's what I'm saying. So I think what's happened is this like the small little bits of fat pockets that were still there.
Building on it.
Yeah, those are deteriorating and being replaced with.
Because I'm not necessarily cutting fat.
Exactly. Since it's not making a drastic change, because as the fat recedes, the muscle gains. You know what I mean? So that's why your weight's going up.
That would make sense why like certain parts of my body are tighter, like my arms, my back, my legs.
Yeah.
This is the only part that isn't getting tighter.
I know. I'm saying, even I got a little pooch.
But it's funny because, like, again, my waist size has not gone up. And it's very weird. Didn't know. So I just thought that was a wild fact.
So me and Sarah got this the other day. Maybe it's just a brand thing. So my Levi jeans, I wear a 32-34 or 34-32, one of those. But when I have a Dickie, my Dickies, my waistband is a 37.
Yeah, it's a brand thing.
Okay, that's what I thought.
It's
I was
100% a brand.
I wasn't sure if
I playing around with so many brands, and that's why I just get like stretchy jeans now.
Well, I exclusively.
But these right here are a 31.
I exclusively wear Levi's or Dickies.
I wear American Eagle. I love their jeans, dude. They're so comfortable.
Dude,
I recommend.
I miss their stores.
They still have one at Galleria.
Do they?
Yeah.
Dude, they had
still the same one they have had forever.
I could have swore that place closed. I thought American Eagle went under.
Nope.
Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Crown and 8.
I thought it was Hollister. Hollister closed.
Yeah.
But American Eagle's very much still a thing, dude. I still go there for jeans.
God,
big time.
They
usually have pretty good deals too.
They have a cologne there.
I got like 6 pairs of jeans for like $120.
Oh my god, I can't remember what that cologne was though. I'm gonna have to go back and try and see if I can find it. I'm sure I'd recognize the bottle.
Yeah, go to Galleria. American Eagle's there. I assure you. I was just there a few months ago.
Bro, I also haven't been there in years.
Same structure, just a lot of different stores than when we were kids.
To be honest, I don't even actually go out and shop for myself. The only time I get new clothes now is when Sarah buys me some because she's tired of me wearing the same old shit.
Well, I mean, being on my own for as long as I've been, I've had to go do things on my own because, fat clothes weren't going to fit me anymore. So, yeah, had to make a change.
I got most of it on Google because that sounds like I'm throwing out gang stuff, but it's my actual cousin. Lots of just online shops, Amazon, looking for any kind of horror drop stuff. My fiance and I love anything spooky. So
yeah, that's fair. I do a lot of online shopping too, but when it comes to clothes, I gotta try it on. So, but yeah. Anyway, back to what we were talking about improving. Yeah, I just want to sharpen my education more and continue to learn more in law, really,
yeah, I get that.
and then
That
just
job, that'd be
continue
cool.
to hold together
Not
what I've
lose your
built.
mind.
Well, just learn how to deal with it better when I'm going through higher forms of stress.
Yeah.
Because when you get, I noticed with ADHD especially, when you get overstimulated too often to the point where like you could feel the cortisol running through your body
Oh
practically.
my God, yes.
Like you can't think straight to the point of even solving simple things that are usually a no-brainer, or small things happening to you that normally wouldn't be a big deal, but it pisses you off.
That was me with the business.
Help, yeah.
That whole time was just cortisol, stress,
every day,
fucking nightmare.
Every day.
All I could think about was tasting lead. God,
dude, getting out of that is exactly what made me realize. Well, and then also the starvation that you brought up. That whole week after, I went back to eating like a nice normal diet, which was a dumb thing to do. Don't do that when you go through a major cut phase like that. You're supposed to gradually get back, like reverse diet, essentially. I didn't know that. I didn't do enough research to really understand that, and I binged. So I gained like 20 pounds in like 3 days. And it's actually a very normal thing, apparently. Because your body, because you deprived it of carbs for so long, that as soon as you reintroduce carbs at a mass level, it immediately just holds on to everything.
That's what we should work on.
It's crazy, dude.
That's what we should work on with you. The too much, Gene.
That's kind of what I'm referring to, though.
I know, but you know what I'm saying? Because right now it's easy because you're just not doing this stuff. We should have it. You should come over here, and we should have it to where you just have one singular beer, or you hit the pipe one time, and then just force you to stop, and then just what I'm saying, and then you can get used to that one hit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm already doing that at home. I bought a half ounce like 2 weeks ago. I haven't smoked in like 5 days.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, that's good. Then I wonder what it is. Oh, you know what? I guarantee
it's when I get into a better mindset, I can have better control over it. Because when I do things without thinking about it, is when it becomes a problem.
Yeah, that's 100%.
That's what it is for me, and I know that.
When you have less of a control on your overall mind, it makes it harder to get control on that.
When you allow the substance to control you, because you're just like, beer sounds great, like no thought to it. No thought about what you're doing tomorrow. No thought about nothing. You're just thinking about that beer in that moment.
Yeah.
You drink the beer, you want another.
Yeah.
And then you want another. And then you want another. And then another.
Yeah.
That's how I lose control, and I know that.
But as you guys can see, I mean, even though we're just this small little podcast about men's mental health, you can see the change as it happens, because
we're very human.
You saw the episodes where he was a little too drunky, or like where he'd smoked a little too much and was falling asleep. But that's what it was. It's the too much gene gets kicked in when he's not centered, when he's not in the right place mentally. It's harder for him to get a control on that. So that's what that was.
It's because I don't care to give it control.
And as you've seen on our past few episodes, he's gotten to a better place. He's making progress. He's doing much better. So you can physically see like how we're here talking about.
It's kind of messed up that I'm like the actual physical example for the show.
I know, you're our poster boy. our model poster boy. Get stripped down. I'll oil you up. No, don't ruin your shirt.
No, I don't want to. That's why I didn't do it. I like this shirt.
All right.
All right. Well, I think that's just about it for our time today, guys.
Oh yes, cousin. This is my friend Mandy. She got these really dope shoes. You would think they're cool. They got Ghostface all over them. Did you confirm they were from Shein? You couldn't remember if they were from Shein or Temu last time I talked to you.
Dude, yeah, I want to venture into the men's Shein.
I don't.
Dude, I kind of like some of the shit that I saw in their shop, but
I'm not as it's so weird. Sarah's like the only thing that you care to actually like treat yourself to is cokes and weed. When it comes to clothes, I don't need to have nice new shit. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to
no, I just like having shit that fits.
Well, I mean, yeah, the fits.
I've had to
of course.
completely replace my old wardrobe, dude. Like I had so much clothes. Like I have suits that I can't even wear anymore.
I don't really.
I
Fluctuate.
finally fit into the suit that I wore at my brother's wedding when I was like 187 pounds. Right.
If we still had the
And
suits
guess
from your
what?
wedding, I'd fit in it still.
And guess what?
Hmm.
I put it on. The pants were too big.
Shocker. You've lost a bunch.
But
of
again,
weight.
I was 187 pounds when I last wore that suit. So the fact that the pants fit me even better was like, bro, muscle composition is insane.
It is.
Like, it is insane how
Yeah.
much different your body shapes when you actually just work it out.
Yeah.
It's insane. But anyway. All right, guys. I think that's it for our timing today.
Damn.
Don't forget to
I don't
like,
get to tell
subscribe. Yeah. No. Sorry, Joe.
Jeez, he's always trying to hibbity hop off. I have to think mine is maybe being able to be a little bit more zen like him, to be honest, because I'm sure holding on to hatred and anger and stuff like that isn't good, but
It's a good driver for a while.
yeah, it's always been such a good driver and motivator for me. And then when bad things happen to those people, it's like my spirit has an erection that just got off. Like when I watch, even if it's not the people that harm me directly, like when I watch bad things happen to bad people, it makes it sparks something in me I cannot describe.
Oh no, I can't. I'm not denying that I don't feel that way. And I'm also not saying that if that whole thing blew up, that I wouldn't a little bit laugh about it. Because I definitely would. I know that. I'm just choosing not to hold on to it as hatred anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's really all it is.
Yeah.
Again, I can forgive just fine, but I will never forget what happened.
To each their own.
And knowing that I'm never going to be that way, I could sleep like a baby.
I can sleep like a baby if I feel like I know that they're thinking I'm outside their window, ready to kill me every night. You know what I'm saying? Like if I know that somebody like is genuinely
Shit, bro, they already deal with that with his ex.
See.
And that's why I was like, you know what, that's enough.
Wait, hold on. Oh God, I forgot. Hold on, let's see. I forgot which is which. I'm not sure if the sound effect actually worked, but I hope it did.